Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am going to do a little page in my traveler's notebook using this amazing little mini kit that my friend Alice sent me for my birthday. This is chock full of damask love, girl power, all sorts of things. Stickers, alphas, die cuts, papers, so much color, so much fun, which is exactly what I needed today. Plus, side note, did you check out that really cute acetate pouch that she sent them in? So gorgeous. Anyway, I kind of started this page with an idea. Here we go, with these little envelopes, like little mini envelopes with cards. I thought that would be perfect for journaling. And that's where I sort of started this page thinking that I was going to go. I especially love this little rainbow card. And then as I started looking through the kind of kit, the contents in here, I found these strips, these mini strips, so pieces that Alice had obviously trimmed out. I believe this all comes from a project pad or something along that line, so she's trimmed it all down for me to use for Project Life, and there are these little strips in here. And when I saw them, I kind of changed tacks, really, because you know me, I love a little strip layout, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the ones that are already there, and they were quite pink themed, so I did think, oh, I could just go all pink because there is a whole lot of pink in here, but what I decided to do was to add some extra papers in some different colors so that it wasn't too pink. I just want to add all of the colors today, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, most of these papers, well, all of them that I'm going to trim down were 4x6s. So what I did to make life easy for myself was trim them down to 3x4s first. So then at least I know that I'm not going to accidentally cut the wrong edge. I'm still going to be able to use the main piece of that paper that's left over for Project Life or something like that. And that way I can make sure that these strips that I'm cutting off aren't going to turn a 4x6 into a, 3x5 or something like that. So this way I can just use these little strips. I am going to use the ones that were already there. I'm sort of attempting to get two-ish pieces of each color so that I can add some strips onto the left-hand side of the page and some onto the right. But there were a couple of patterns in there that were just like this one, just teeny little pieces, so I'm not going to end up with two. But that's okay because the strips that I'm adding onto my left-hand side, I kind of want to be the main focus. It's going to be, I mean, at this stage, let me be honest, I don't have a whole lot of ideas what I'm doing. I'm just cutting out strips and I'm going to stick them down. But this is going to be kind of the main place, I think, where my title's going to go. And then I really just need a few strips on the other side for a couple of reasons, to tie in some of those colors that I've used and the patterns so that my photo is not just sitting alone over here on the right hand side, and also kind of as a mat for the photos. Those little strips over on the right hand side are a little bit shorter. I was going to say smaller, but they're just shorter, so I'm going to tuck them into the top and the bottom of my photo. They're not necessarily going to be underneath it. This is one of those times where I wanted this page to be like super quick, so I'm not going like heavy into planning here. I'm just starting. I'm going to trim these down and start sticking them down. I decided to add a little bit of a banner edge to one end. I only need to do one end. The other end I am butting up against the edge of the page, and I'm sort of trimming some of them down so they're kind of random lengths, because they are all random lengths, but some of them I have trimmed out that are sort of 4 inches long. I didn't want them all to be exactly the same length in these little banner pieces. Now the other thing that I did do, it's not like, I mean, it's not super perfect rainbow order, but I have kind of made the base pieces or the main pieces in sort of a rainbow, so it goes through pink and then ends on a purple sort of down the bottom, but I've just broken that up so it looks a little bit less pre-arranged by adding some extra colors in here. So I'm going to add an extra piece of the yellow at the top. I've added a little white piece, and I've popped that floral bit in down the end. This way it's kind of going to just kind of randomize it a little bit. Now, like I said, I don't really have enough on this side for it to be like a perfect photo mat. So I am going to need to be just a tiny bit more careful with where I'm placing these pieces. I do want some of them to go underneath the photo, but they are going to have a couple of bits sticking out on top. But I also want this side to be, I guess, discernibly lighter visually than the other side. So I am stacking a couple of those. You can see there's not a whole lot of that pink sticking out. I'm going to use this purple because there are the darker pink and the darker purple on the left hand side, so I do want to make sure I balance that out over here onto the right. So I've added the purple and I've added that little pattern of the light pink grid and also the gold and blue, but I am going to pop this darker pink in here, but only just a teeny little bit. So it's going to sit underneath the photo. Basically, there's just going to be a little bit popping out, but just to help to tie and balance those colors together a little bit more. Now, this was really as far as my thought process had gone, so I wasn't really sure where to go from here. I decided that I definitely wanted to use a few of these stickers. I love the little puffy stickers, and there's this kind of gold foiled puffy sticker. Then I started working my way through the kind of die cuts, and like I said, without any kind of real idea what I was doing. First I sort of thought maybe a tone on tone thing, then I found these florals, so I was like, I think I'm gonna switch tacks here. So I end up going with the florals. I am gonna still use that Yes Girl puffy sticker because it's too cute not to. I'm going to use it. I'm just going to layer it with a couple of other sort of single florals, and then I've got one cluster that I'm going to pop onto that right hand page. It kind of fills in the void from those super short strips. What I will end up doing is kind of layering it underneath the strips, but it feels a bit empty at the top without any florals, and the one sort of floral piece I had left was red and very large. So instead I cut the florals off the bottom of the little peace sign hands. It's perfectly sized. I even love that it's got that white outline, which I don't normally love, but it totally helps it stand out against those strips. So just perfect. So I've got kind of 3 little clusters of florals, although by the time I finish this, I'm going to tell you that like the clusters mean nothing on here because I'm just going to go a little bit overboard. Why not? There's so much color. I might as well just go whole hog. Now I wanted to use these little puffy stickers too because they're super cute. I mean, it's about bubble tea, my photo, so I've got the little mouth, little kiss, and there's a floral, so I'm going to use that. There's also a shoe, and I'm going to tie that in with my journaling, and I've got that Yes Girl sticker with the little shoe there. And then there's 2 alphas in this kind of mini kit. One is just a plain, you can see a tiny little bit of it. It's a pink with a gold foiled alpha on it, like little square alphas. And then there's these alphas, which are totally over the top. And I figured, well, we're already going there with the page, so why the heck not? I'm just going to go whole hog with these. They are very thin paper stickers, though, I will say. So I'm being a tiny bit careful with placing them. I'm going to speed this up a bit because it did take me forever. But basically, I'm trying to use the letters I have available to me, balance the colors and the sort of weight of those colors, and work out where I'm going to put everything all in one go. So it did take me a little bit. I thought that the trimming of the papers was going to be the main sort of time suck on this page, but this title, that was definitely the main time suck. So I started with the original title I had just was Bubble Tea, and then I figured I've got enough letters. Let's go whole hog. Like I'm saying, this page is definitely more. So I'm changing my title to say 2 bubble teas, please. I'm not even sure if that's grammatically correct, but it made me smile, and that's what I'm going to use. You can see here it fills up a little bit of that sort of blank space. And I say blank loosely, but you know what I mean. Visually, there were no stickers in there, so it fills that gap up nicely. The last thing I've got to do is add just a tiny little bit of journaling. I have actually documented this photo before in my birthday notebook, so I'm adding a teeny little bit of journaling in here. I typed that on my typewriter. I've just left it in one big block, and I'm going to tuck that in underneath that floral die cut. You would never know that I hadn't run that page through the typewriter, and I'm calling it done. This was such a fun and quick little page to put together, and I'm so grateful to Alice for sending me this fun kit to use. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.